The Souls of Free Folk is a love letter to my ancestors, and it is told in gratitude for their bravery and genius. Inspired by the Souls of Black Folk by W.B. Du Bois, I wrote and illustrated pieces of my own story in the hopes of finding other pieces for the puzzle of my past, my family, and my community. I carry this book out into the world now to exist not only as an instrument for the affirmation of my own story, but also as an instrument for others to do the same. And 800 Collective is a way to continue this practice. Who are we? Where is our home? Should we abandon this road we've travailed, or see what the end is going to be? Is this suffering putting all I know to sleep, or waking an unknown life that I have yet to claim?
I might not be able to get to those untold stories, but my legacy is to make sure that everyone's hearing my stories. They're hearing the stories that I'm bringing to the table.
I muse on the markings of my mother and sift the sadness that steals her shine. I whisper the words of my father and wonder why his poetic rhythm is rebuffed by life's routine.
There's a language that we have that we don't know as well. And sometimes you could tap into that, but it's hard to. And so as we navigate, our world, I think we do have a chance to tap into it spiritually, but it's also something that we don't have the opportunity to sit with it long enough.
Taking the language and love of my folks is my only true treatment. I tread through the known and unknown temples of my town, with my eyes open for the faintest flickers of freedom. For maybe it's in these flames where the truth resides, where our healing hides. Back on the street, there is struggle, but there is still movement. I build the strength of my steps by following the determined path of those who marched before me.
Like being able to name things for me was really important in my journey. There's history there, and there's resilience there, and so I get to claim that, as that's part of my story.
Even when there is no movement, stillness and silence speak infinite strength. I awe at how we sit and stand in immortal resistance. Realizing the supernatural power of love, I use it as my lens to excavate the beauty that is buried like treasure beneath the sand of our aching skin. Love reveals the shine of my sisters in their confident and courageous stances. I receive the sweet salvation from stories of song, harvested in records like revolving spirits waiting to be released.
Don't let anybody take your words, your thoughts, your talents away from you. Recognize the beauty that's rooted deep in you and run with it.
The spirits reveal themselves like the regal woman on the plantation's wilderness of white. She was a queen even when Cotton was king. I enter the museum and receive antidotes as I awaken with others to the glory of our unclaimed wealth. We recognize and revere our kings and queens who created their own crowns. Emerging from the museum, I caress the graffiti on our city walls, translating them into their hieroglyphic essence. The lines return my touch with an embrace that empowers me with history and inheritance, heroism and happiness, healing and hope. Filled with regeneration and revelation, I now see my body, our bodies, in beautiful hues of truth. All this time, we were Technicolor children, trying to fit into a static black and white world. And you, born of 1,000 bloodlines and stories, must realize that you can no longer carry them in silence. Are you brave enough to embrace them and affirm your worth to the world? Are you brave enough to love the real you? Maya Angelou said, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you." I believe in creating spaces where we can release that burden, where we can tell our untold stories, and where we can be seen by those doing the same. Are you brave enough to love the real you?